Completed.
It's on, so don't speak, yeah. Well, it's on.
Hello, everyone. All right, everyone's coming. Oh, 1 second.
Bear with me for a second.
Okay, can everyone just say hi in the chat for me?
Hello, guys.
Hello, everyone.
How's everyone doing today? Been a stressful day in the markets.
How's it? Hello, guys. Sound check. Can everyone hear us perfectly fine? Just wanna make sure.
If you can hear us, just thumbs up in the chat, please.
Oh, fantastic. Yes, very positive. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome.
Fantastic.
We
Yes,
have
we
an
have discussed.
exciting topic to talk about today where I've seen a lot of traders fall into mistakes, and what can they do in order to fix these issues that they've been encountering. So we will talk about two important topics, basically risk management, as well as emotional control. Alex, would you like to talk a bit about trading and how's trading been treating you for the past week? I know you've been doing really well.
Yes, I have. Well, thank you so much for that, Mo. Yes, so I like to say that trading has been going really positive for me of this past week. I've managed to implement a few more things in my trading strategy and in my discipline, where I've managed to stick to my plan and essentially just make a decision based on the market volatility. There's been some days last week and this week where, for example, on Monday I only took one trade. I made my target take profit for the day, and I was happy to just stop trading for the day.
Yes.
And then today I actually took took three great trades today, and it all went in my direction. The one thing I've started implementing was of what you said last week is I was checking the monthly, the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. I was checking every time frame, collecting all the data and information of what's actually happening.
Yes.
As I'm a gold trader, gold has been just going rallying down to my discount zone where I've been, where I've done my setups.
Yeah.
So today it actually hit the daily fair value gap. So I actually collected it went below the daily. So you actually liquidated everyone prior.
Yeah.
And then it just kept bouncing back, and then took a nice trade, took my profit for the day, and just essentially just stopped trading because I was like, I don't want to risk it anymore. Don't want to over leverage, because now we're getting into the what is it, into the New York session and then the Asia session, and then things can change rapidly. But how's trading been treating you this week?
So when it comes to me, usually when I trade, I know how to manage my risk. I know how to manage my emotions. So when it comes to trading, a lot of people that I've seen, what a lot of people I've seen doing recently is that they would have a good start to the day, and then they would get greedy, where they carry on in trading, which can expose them to more bad decisions, or that decision came out of greed, came out of focusing on the outcome rather than focus on the process itself. If you have found yourself doing that recently, let me see some yeses in the chat. So what I mean with that is you might start the day in the London session, you have really good trades, and then you hit your target that you have in mind. And then once you hit that target, you get tempted to actually carry on to make more money, to kind of get past the evaluation phase or past your funded phase in order to guarantee more profits down the line. That is one of the biggest mistakes that a trader can fall into, because it's decisions that are based on emotions, not on logic. And what we will be discussing today is emotional control. When it comes to emotional control, there are three factors that has to do with emotional control, which is managing fear and greed. I started funded myself, I lost £5,000. So look at that example. We have a person in the chat started funded, and lost £5,000. So
Okay, this is a great opportunity for us to touch on this, right?
exactly.
So he's lost 5,000, right? As a beginner trader,
Yeah.
as we've all been before, right? We've both been in that instance. What would your mentality be, your psychological state be when you know that now you've been funded,
Yeah.
and you've lost 5K of that money that could have been yours, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, a lot of traders have the could have mentality. I could have done
Yes.
this. I could have done
And then you're
this.
gonna start thinking, oh, I had £5,000 that I could have taken, I could have withdrawn, I could have waited, been patient a bit, but I actually made bad decisions because I was aiming for that 10K, I was aiming for that 20K. And then you end up actually losing all of the profits that you've made for yourself, and possibly go and draw down or even breach the account fully. That is where you have the the managing fear and greed, because we as humans, we're created to be greedy when it comes to money. We want to make more, we want to acquire more of it. And when we're losing, we become fearful. Or you might find yourself in a trade where it's going in drawdown against you. You might have over leveraged, opened a bigger position size that you anticipated, and then you see that the trade is going against you, but it's just going according to structure. You get so scared and so fearful. Oh my God, I'm losing 2,000, I'm losing 1,000, 3,000. And then you're looking at the monetary value rather than focusing on the process itself. If you find yourself in these sort of situations, please confirm in the chat, because I know a lot of people who have been falling into these mistakes over and over. And these sessions can help you think more like a professional trader, more as a long-term journey, rather than we were seeing yeses in the chat, rather than actually let me make some money here and there, and that's it, and you're just focused on the money. The money will never come if you're not focused on the process. The process is where you do your technical analysis, your fundamental analysis, and you follow strict risk management to get the outcome that you're hoping for. So when it comes to managing fear and greed, basically a trader usually allows fear to dictate selling sometimes a profitable position too early, or staying in a trade for way more than you should in losses, because you're hoping that the price would revert back into your position, or go into profit after it goes in deep drawdown against you. And you have to base that off of structure. So if you find yourself one of these traders that are fearful of the profits that they generate, where they tend to close their positions instantly without even having their analysis play out, thumbs up in the chat. If you find yourself losing and you become too fearful and just basing your trading off of hope, where I hope it goes back down, and you start praying, and you're like, you just do everything you can for the thinking that the price could go back to your position so you can avoid that loss. If you find yourself in these two scenarios, let me see yeses in the chat.
I wanted to touch up on Joe Crane. He's actually said a very interesting thing in the chat. He said that lately I panic real quick because I've had some bad trades, and when I see the trade go against me, then I go out, and then the trade goes in profit. Well, this is a fantastic opportunity for us to touch up on that, because that's the fear of missing out, essentially, right? It's what we've had Dr. Dre mention on our previous sessions.
Yes.
Meaning that you're either you're risking too less because you are scared of losing too much capital,
Yep.
which in some instances, yes, it's doable. You want to risk manage, but you also want to give yourself the opportunity to protect yourself against market volatility, right?
Correct.
So we typically trade on a 1-to, or if a 1-to-1 reward to ratio, or a 1-to-1.5, right, or 2.5. Depending on
depends on the structure, it depends on the day, volatility, what news are coming out. All these things are extremely important. So you've mentioned something very interesting, is that you find yourself in a trade, it goes against you, and then as soon as you exit, it goes down into profits. So why would you exit that trade if your structure is saying that you should be selling? I mean, if the trade breaches your structure, goes beyond where you expected it to go, then that is a potential cutting your loss opportunity and call it quits for the day. And when you're risking, you have to know how much am I risking from my capital. So if you're trading on a 300,000 account, 1% is $3,000. If you're trading on a 100,000 account, 1% is $1,000. If you're trading on a smaller account, the value of money becomes smaller. So you need to understand what is the position size that I can use with my stop loss that I'm using, and what are the scenarios that I will be looking at. So, for example, in the last session the other day, we were talking before the interest rate decision came out. I mentioned that if we break, I mentioned 3 different scenarios. And the scenario that I was leaning more towards was that this move is a fake out. Gold could go up and then it fakes everyone out for the news and then drops massively. That's exactly what we've seen. And it was a trade more than 700 pips. So, you know, if you are a patient trader, if you know how to catch these sort of moves, you will make a lot of money. I drew for you guys different scenarios: the bullish scenario, the scenario where it goes sideways, and the scenario which I was leaning more towards, which is faking everyone out, and that was a fake rally followed by a drop. And that is exactly what we've seen. So when you have in mind all these different scenarios, you can trade, you can base your trades accordingly. So we've seen that it pumped, dropped heavily, and then it started dropping even heavier and heavier day over day. Some people find themselves basically looking at different indicators where the indicator is telling you currently it's oversold, like what we've seen today with gold, and people keep buying because it's oversold. Sometimes oversold doesn't mean that the price is now at the bottom, it's going to rally. I look at the RSI as a trend indicator where, you know, if it's just oversold and it's just hovering below in the oversold arena, you know that this is a trending market, a bearish trending market. So always make sure that you have accurate risk management, follow your technical analysis, understand the fundamentals that are coming out on a day-to-day basis, and then make decisions based on that. So the other aspect of emotional control is coping with losses. So a lot of people find themselves, they enter a couple trades, they lose them, and then they get tempted to recover that money, where they engage in revenge trading, they engage in over trading, or they want to gamble. Well, you know, I lost 2 trades already. What am I going to lose if I make this one massive position size and then just, you know, screw it? The market mistreated me the past 2 days. The only thing I can do now is full margin my account and base it off of one trade. That is another bad decision that a lot of traders go into. We're going to answer some of the questions. We've been seeing some questions come in. If we scroll down a bit, please.
Sorry, yeah.
You should trade less than 1% until you get into profits. Once at 3%, for example, go up to 1%. Psychologically, you don't want to have too much of a loss straight away. Mark, this is an amazing suggestion for the traders here in the chat, and I applaud you for that. I absolutely agree with you. I usually also mention, when you start an account, brand new, fresh account, instead of actually doing 1% risk, or 0.5% risk, do 0.25.
Yeah, it's gonna
So on $100,000 account, if you do 0.25 per trade, you end up losing 250. Let's say you do a risk to reward of 1 to 2 to make 500. That way you have to lose 4 trades in a row to lose 1%, if that makes sense, guys. Have been trading Forex for 10 years nearly. My issue is where I enter the trade and maybe going against my direction about 30 pips and change my stop loss to my entry to break even. Then after the market goes my direction, it messes with me psychologically. Shaq, that is a very good observation of what you face. I have faced that numerous times. To be honest, when it comes to, you know, the trade goes against you and then it goes into profit, you put your stop loss to break even. That is a very good tactic. And if the trade if the price decides to go back against you and hit your stop loss at break even, at least you have not lost anything. So you can think of it as a learning opportunity I've not lost anything. Or you can reduce your risk to reward to kind of target smaller targets rather than aim for a big move which you may not have on the day. As a trader, we tend to hold on to losing trades to stop loss, but can't hold on to winning trades to profit target. So what remedy do you suggest?
Oh, sorry, I got a good one for this one. So,
Yep.
I mean, the reason why we have a stop loss is to protect our initial risk, and once you've done the correct risk management and how you're giving yourself a safety net of how much you want to allow yourself to lose, right? So you have to think about how much are you willing psychologically allow yourself to lose, right? That could be $100, $200, $250, right? One thing I would say on this is a lot of people go for the bigger accounts because they look at the picture of like, oh, I can make that money, I can make X amount a month, right? But then psychologically, you put pressure on yourself, you're overwhelming yourself because, oh, you have 300,000 under management. Now you have all of this money. And when you see a trade going 2 pips, going either way direction, you're seeing it going from like up 1,000 minus 1,000, right? Because because you're trading with such a big big market,
big volume as well.
volumes, right?
Yep.
So with this one, where I've seen traders do the same thing, where they say you can't let yourself hit the profit target, and I'm gonna steal something from Dr. Joy. Is this because you're not allowing yourself to believe that you are allowed to have that trade? Or for example, it could be a psychological barrier in the sense of like you don't think you're good enough in the sense of like for you to win that money, or you've set yourself a limit of how much you are essentially worth, right? So this comes down to the psychological behind this. Like when you work a job, for example, and you have X amount of money a year, that's your safety net, that's your limits, right? If you earn 30,000 pounds a year, that's how much you're earning, right? And if someone came around and gave you 100 grand, because you haven't experienced the gradual step up from those brackets, you will feel uncomfortable, right?
Yep.
So if you don't allow yourself to lay your trade hit to take profit, even though you've done the correct analysis, the correct structure, it could just be that you're just telling yourself that maybe you're not good enough for that trade, or you don't think you should deserve to earn that money because you've set yourself a limit. And that shouldn't be the case, because Forex is a good example that you could make the money that you've always wanted to make with the correct approach.
So when it comes to what you're facing, and I absolutely agree with Alex, when it comes to as a trader, when we tend to hold on to losing trades, but we can't hold winning trades to profit target. So what remedy do you suggest? This is something that I've actually experienced over many years. And what remedy actually helped me to get past these problems is do a challenge. I challenged myself to open 20 trades, and these 20 trades that I'm opening are based on my strategy. If one rule of my strategy does not align with the market, what the market is giving me, I will not enter a trade. So it goes down to developing your trading plan. So with a challenge that you challenge yourself with, you need to take 20 trades. This is your remedy. And I promise you, if you follow this remedy, it will help you solve this problem. You will take 20 trades based on your strategy only. If you don't have your strategy playing out for the day, you don't take a trade. That way you develop discipline. And then with the 20 trades, let's say you did 15 trades and your mind started playing games with you and it started telling you, oh, how about you take a trade now? It looks like the strategy is not fully there, but partial of it is playing out, and then you end up breaking the 15 trades streak that you've had following your strategy and over one trade. If you break these rules, you have to reset 20 trades again. So every time you break your rules, you start over again, taking 20 trades based on your strategy until you actually only stick to your strategy and what the market is giving you. If the market is not giving you a strategy, it means that there's no trade for you for the day. Keep in mind, when it comes to trading, it doesn't mean that you have to trade every single day. You have to develop discipline. Discipline comes from losses and then from understanding what you should do when you face these losses. If you're always winning, you're never going to develop discipline. And when I gave you this challenge to do the 20 trades following only your strategy, that is literally a remedy for you, because you're going to find a lot of trades that are going to hit your stop loss. You're going to find a lot of trades that are going to go to your take profit. And if the total outcome was negative, it means that there is something wrong with your strategy and you should search for something else. So that is what I would mention, what I would suggest. Keep in mind, with our challenges, we're giving you unlimited time. So you have an unlimited time to actually test out your strategies fully. You don't have to finish your strategy. You don't have to finish your challenge in a day, in 2 days, because that is considered gambling. If you're doing 10% in a day, you're literally gambling. If you're doing 5% a day, you're probably also gambling. If you're following proper risk to reward, you're risking 1% maximum, which is something that I expect from people to do. To make 2% and then you stop for the day, that is proper trading. If you're risking 0.5% to make 1%, that is proper trading. If you're risking 0.25% to make 0.5% or 1%, that is proper trading. And we also have, made available all the tools that you need for risk management, for charting, for indicators, for psychology, coaching, you name it. It is available with us with We Fund You Trade. We are looking after our clients. We are trying to help them in every possible scenario, hosting these weekly webinars as well, analyzing different traders and how they behave, to come to you guys with the mistakes that they do, so you don't fall into these mistakes. So I want to go back to the main topic. I literally, when I started trading, I took down these notes and I'm sharing them with you guys. So I hope this can add benefit to you. So when it comes to managing fear and greed, what can you do? Basically, fear and greed, as I mentioned early in the session, is when you become fearful when you're losing, you become fearful of missing out on a trade. Greed, when you want to make more money for the day, where you start forcing trades, or you basically are in profit. You're not patient or disciplined enough to wait for your payout day, where you end up losing all the profits that you made. So that is when it comes to fear and greed. Strategies that you can follow to overcome that: meditation. I'm very big on meditation. If you like to meditate, there is the app that Dr. Joy mentioned to all of you guys, Meditation Oasis. It's literally a £1 subscription. I'm not sponsored by them, but it can help you, like do proper meditation sessions.
Introduction to meditation, essentially like 30 seconds, 1 minute.
Exactly. You decide what you want to do. If you want to do a 15-minute one, a 30-minute one, you can start small. You're going to have a lot of intrusive thoughts where it disrupts your meditation. But the more you do it, the calmer you become and the better decisions you start making. And you will also overcome fear and greed. Other than meditation, setting clear trading goals, it boils down to trading plan. Setting clear goals, your day-to-day life, how is it like? Your goals as how much am I going to make from the market today? How much am I targeting? Is there a trade? Is there no trade for the day? All these things are extremely important to figure out for yourself before you get involved in the markets. And using stop loss orders. If you're putting a stop loss, you are protecting yourself from reaching your challenge. If you're putting a stop loss, you give your mind mental clarity. You give your mind comfort that the maximum I can lose on this specific trade is a percentage of your account. But if you don't put a stop loss and you leave the trade running, and you're entering massive position size and you find yourself glued to the screen, you're gambling, you're over risking, and you don't have the risk tolerance that you need to kind of sustain these trades. So the other topic, which was coping with loss. So understanding loss and how it impacts your trading decisions. For example, a trader holds on to a position longer than expected, hoping it would go back to their position size, which is what we discussed earlier.
Yep.
That is something that I faced. So if you're in that stage in your trading journey,
that's me. That was everyone. That's everyone.
Literally, if that is you, I have been there and I know how it feels, and it really sucks. And I'm here to help you find a strategy to get past that. If you are sitting in a trade based on hope, or once you start feeling an emotion of hope, oh God, please bring the trade back down, I really need the money. I don't want to lose. If you find yourself in that situation, instantly exit your trade. It will do you no good to just stay there and be patient and take down all that stress mentally and psychologically, which leads to overtrading, revenge trading, and so much more. If you find yourself hoping, exit the trade. As soon as you feel the emotion of hope coming, exit the trade. Whether you're in profits or in your losses, just exit. You don't want that. I've lost thousands of pounds just trading based on hope. And these losses led me to understand what I can do logically. And strategies to cope with the coping with losses, setting realistic profit and losses targets. So when it comes to a profit, a target that you have in mind based on structure, be realistic with yourself. You're not going to make £15,000 a day from 100,000 account unless you're gambling. So if you're following proper risk to reward, you're going to have realistic targets. Or else find a different strategy. If you're a long-term trader, a position trader, yes, you can catch these moves, but it will take you months of holding a trade. It's not going to happen overnight.
David mentioned, do we have any tutorials regarding how to use the WeFound platform? Yes, David. So when you on the dashboard, when you actually log in, we have a
Get
section.
started.
Yeah, we have a get started section, which basically we have, how many videos we have?
It shows you like a bunch of videos how
yeah.
to use the charting tool and all of that. Additionally to that, you can also go to the events on the website, which is right up there.
Oh, I will literally walk you through it right now.
Yeah.
So if you go to the events on the website, you can actually access coaching sessions as well with our coaches.
Exactly. You go to events, you scroll all the way down.
As you can see, you just scroll all the way down on the
Take
events.
advantage of our free coaching sessions. Book your coaching session. Click on book coaching session.
There you go.
And then it opens up a Calendly link where you can book at a time that is convenient for you.
There you go.
And then click on the coaching itself and find a slot that is convenient for you.
And also you got some information what you're going to be covering with your trading coach. This sessions typically last between 30 minutes to 45 minutes based on what you want to do or what you want to achieve and how the coach will use that session to tailor for you. And you can use this as many times as you want. It's there for you to use free.
Exactly. So I hope this helps you, David. And going back to our topic of emotional control, I don't think we will have enough time to cover risk management, which we will cover in future sessions. But we are also thinking about hosting live trading sessions where Alex and I will be trading live in front of all of you guys. You can copy our trades. You can learn from what our thought process is like. But we're thinking about hosting that in the future to kind of help you guys, get into our heads, what we think and why are we thinking that way.
Let me go and get my loss. Everyone wants to do that. Everyone wants to get the loss, but the way we do it and the way
we might not trade at all in a session. It's gonna be like an hour. We will decide on a day, but this will be announced soon on Discord. So make sure that you join Discord so you can stay up to date with that. But when it comes to these sessions, it is as an educational resource for you to learn what a professional trader like me and Alex think, and what do we do before we enter a trade. Where do we put our stop losses? We will have trades where it goes to our stop loss, trades where it goes to our take profit, but everything is managed and it doesn't harm us. It doesn't affect us psychologically, and we control our emotions. So going back to the emotional control topic, in order to have some strategies to deal with losses, you have to set realistic profit and losses targets. Diversification. So don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Diversification is key in life, not just in trading. It's key in real estate. It's key in stock market, in crypto, in so many other things. So make sure that you are diversified and you're not putting all of your volume into one market where if it goes against you, you end up losing everything. And reviewing your trading strategy. How you cope with losses is by reviewing your trading strategy. Every loss that you get is a potential learning opportunity. If you find yourself opening a trade, you lose your trade, and you go on searching for another trade to open, you need to stop yourself. You need to go to that first trade, analyze it. What did I do wrong? What was my thought process? Is this following my strategy fully? If not, then you are the one to blame yourself. You know who to blame. At the end of the day,
You have to be self-accountable.
exactly. You need to be self-accountable, and you need to understand where you're going wrong to avoid these mistakes. If you don't analyze your trades, you don't analyze your strategy, you are always going to be falling into these same mistakes over and over. And the last thing is handling stress and anxiety.
Favorite topic.
As you guys see, I'm a bold man.
That's so from the trading, right, Mo?
Probably.
Yeah.
I've been trading for 12 years, and the amount of stress and pressure that I've put myself through to get to this level that I'm in right now have basically created so much stress and pressure in the past, financially, emotionally, with family members, with so many other things. So I realized that trading is meant to make your life easier and more comfortable rather than make it hectic and you can't sleep and you're always thinking, and how can I make money? And you're always searching for opportunities. That way, you're not trading, you're literally gambling. So trading is meant to make your life easier, simpler. And what I've mentioned, so when it comes to handling stress and anxiety, is the causes of this is caused as a result from trading. So for example, a trader is over trading, which is me back in the day, or making impulsive decisions. I lost a trade, let me search for another buying opportunity. I need to buy it. I need to, it dropped so much, I'll buy again. And I find myself losing again. So over trading, making impulsive decisions right after losses. And when you make impulsive decisions, that is as a result of very high stress. What can you do to deal with the risk? What can you do to deal with anxiety and stress? Regular exercise. You need to exercise on a daily basis, eat healthy food, get good enough sleep. So adequate amount of sleeping is necessary for a healthy mind. And you need to do mindfulness exercises, which is meditation, praying. These sort of things will calm the person down. So if you find yourself extremely anxious and stressed out when you're trading, I highly recommend that you exercise, eat healthy food, sleep well, pray, meditate, calm your mind. And if you find yourself before you enter a trade stressed out, do not enter a trade. Just avoid trading for the day.
I agree with you.
Yeah. What's the name of the meditation tool again? It's called Meditation Oasis.
Yeah. Can we take some questions?
I would love to take some questions, guys. Please type in any questions.
Address it to whoever you want it to be addressed.
Whether it was for Alex or for me, address
or,
your question.
or generic. Feel free. You have us here for another 20 minutes.
Yep.
Or so. So yeah, we're gonna just jump on. We're gonna jump on now and just answer any questions that you guys want. So as the questions are coming in, what I would like to touch on is, as a trader Mo, and for example dealing with anxiety and stress, what's one thing that you've implemented yourself that has been crucial to your change of discipline? So this could be a cue, like life cue. So like for example, waking up and you've said something specific, so your brain acts on it. So for example, walk me on your best winning morning, because I know we all have our best mornings, and also we have our worst mornings. We're humans.
Yes.
We don't have perfect weeks. No one,
of course,
has
no
that.
one has that. It's you see that in movies, but in real life, you don't get a perfect day. You don't get a perfect week. You don't get a perfect month. You're gonna always have challenges that will be tossed at you, and you have to deal with them. If you get stressed out by challenges, you need to kind of deal with your life stuff before you go engage in trading.
Of course.
Because if you're stressed out in your own personal life, your trading is not going to work out for you. If you can manage your stress in your day-to-day life, and you can be on top of your game with that, then you can also add trading because it will not affect you as much. So what I've done, a perfect day for me is I wake up early, I pray in the morning, extremely early. I wake up before anyone is awake, and I can challenge you on that. So make my prayer, meditation, make my breakfast, and go to the gym. That way, I'm setting my mind up I'm setting my mind up psychologically to be positive from the beginning of the day. Yes, of course, I'm gonna have issues at work. I'm gonna have issues with with clients. I'm gonna have issues with family members, but I don't let that affect me. I think about it as a challenge. What can I do to fix it? Now my mind is set as a challenge. What can I do to fix it? Back in the day, my mind is, I've lost, everything in my life is now doom and gloom. I don't know how to deal with it. It's a problem. It's so stressful. I start acting with family members in a bad way. Bad manners in a sense because of my losses in trading. So don't let trading affect you, and don't let your day-to-day stuff affect you as well. So going to questions. Is it possible to receive the recording of the session? This session will be posted on YouTube. So just go on YouTube, We Fund You Trade, subscribe, and you'll always find all of these sessions posted there. David Cross, thank you. You are very welcome. We've got anonymous attendee. When are you going to have 5, 10, 20 funded accounts? Some of us can't afford the 50K. So could you elaborate more on your question?
I think he wants to talk about on the challenges. Why don't we have smaller accounts?
Oh yes, we actually do. So if you go to Discord, and go to the We Fund You Trade links, you will be able to click on that link, and it will open a website where it shows you the 10K challenge, 25K, 50K, 100K, 200, and 300. So we do have the 10,000 and the 25,000 accounts. You just have to go on Discord, join our thriving community, and whenever you have questions, type it there. There are people that will be there to help you.
Also, someone said, where can I find the link for the Discord group? So if you go on the browser and you type in discord.gg/WFYT, that will take you to the Discord group. We're also going to put that into the chat right now. One of our teams will do that now.
Alternatively, you can go on the website, scroll all the way down, and
as you can see, so if you scroll all the way down,
you will find a Discord icon
right here. So it's highlighted right there.
Yep.
Right next to our socials. If you just press on the Discord icon, it will take you to Discord.
Exactly.
There you go. So then as soon as you're ready, we already have 2,000 nearly 2,800 members. We just finished the invite competition. So yeah, this is how you access the Discord. Also, one way you can also do it, for someone mentioned the coaches, exactly the same thing on our website. On the events page, you can just scroll all the way down and you'll be able to see the booking page for the coaching.
Yeah.
There's someone think if you can scroll up please on the chat. Someone mentioned about how do you find a strategy that is suitable for you. If you scroll
no, scroll a bit down, please.
Sorry,
yeah, right there.
There you go.
How to find a strategy that
fits you.
Is
it something personal? Can you adapt to one? To be honest, we're gonna have two different answers, right? Because this will also imply to your personality in the sense and the way that your brain works when you're looking at a trading chart, right? For me, when I started in trading and I was looking at the trading a chart, I would think, I don't know what's going on. There's too many things going on. But then what I did is I found the ICT and the SMC trading strategy working better for me, because I managed to modify the entries and the graphs and the colors to my liking, to a point where it works with my brain.
He's realistic. You're realistic about your targets as well.
Exactly. So
you're not a person who wants to make 10,000 in a day. It's a process. It's a long-term journey. At the end of the day, guys, when I started trading back in the day, I always aimed to make 10,000, 5,000, 3,000, 1,000 a day. But then if you think about it, how much are you getting paid at your day-to-day job? Let's say £100, £200. If you can make that in trading a day, that is good enough.
Do
Because
that-
you could potentially have double salaries,
of course,
you know, and then once you make some saving, you do multiple withdrawals. You make, let's say, 2,000-3,000 from your work, 2,000-3,000 from trading. You have more room to buy another challenge, either with us, with another company. It is up to you where you decide to go with, but you have more leverage to have another challenge, to pass another challenge, to make more payouts from other places. So you need to think about it logically. Money will come in if you are realistic and you're logical with yourself. If you're aiming for these big payouts, yes, it can happen, but it happens to 0.00001%
Yeah.
of people on earth. So would you want to base your odds like a lottery ticket, or would you want to be logical with your approach?
consistent and profitable trader is what
Exactly.
we here. What we,
Long-term journey, longevity in the market.
long-term traders is what we actually are looking for, and we promote a lot. Or in here is we want consistent, profitable traders. So we don't want people coming in making 10% in one day, and then that's it. And then they
And
can't
they
keep that.
lose
They lose
their
over
funded
because they can't
account.
consist. So we try and encourage everyone to go ahead and make 1% a day, 2% a day, at least a 1% a day. That is more than enough. When on any challenge account, that could range from 50 quid to 300-400 quid extra a day. If you stick to a good trading plan and a good trading strategy, that extra 200-300 quid a day it will feel nice in your pocket, right?
Absolutely.
Because you could start a day before even clocked into your normal job. You could start the day with 200 quid extra because you just done a really good trade. You've executed correctly. You looked at the market. You've had a great entry point. Your trade hit your take profit. You close the trade for the day. Done my £200. I don't have to do anything over. I can go do my job, come back, spend time with my family, do your routine afterwards.
Absolutely.
And you know that you've just done your job, and also you make some extra money on the side. And when it comes then to getting funded and withdraw, you just keep the same approach, because a lot of people, once they get funded, they forget about the strategies they learned in a stage one, and they rush to do big numbers straight away. You're up £1,000. Oh, if I get 1,000, I can get 20,000, 50,000 straight away. I'm thinking of I can buy a car, I can buy a house, I can do this. Fake realizations, fake goals, fake, straight away, because you're just putting such a big stress on yourself for no reason. You're overwhelming yourself for absolutely no reason, where you could just essentially do £1,000 profit in total per account, withdraw. That's 800 quid in total. So that could be every month, £800 a month extra.
Still good. It's
that-
better than nothing.
it's-
It's like money that you didn't have previously.
Exactly.
So if you can make 800, 500, 1,000, 2,000, at the end, whatever amount that you get is money that you didn't potentially have, and it's going to add on to your life. It's going to change it positively. And if you also think about it from a different perspective, when you are trading, if you make a percent, that is good. If you didn't trade for the day and you didn't lose anything, that is also a win. If you can hold yourself back and say there is no trade, that my strategy is not there anywhere in the markets, and you can hold yourself accountable and you can control yourself, that is also a win. But if you take a trade and you lose a small amount and you just stick to your stop loss, and it just makes you lose 0.5%, you come back the next day stronger, you reset your mindset, that is also a win. But when you take a trade and you lose 3-4% in a trade, that is a massive loss, because you're allowed 5% on a daily. And that makes people want to either I would either reach the 5% daily loss limit, or I'll either pass the challenge. And that is a mindset that you need to stay away from. So we have a question from Shaq for FOMC in regards to the dollar index. What your thoughts in terms of correlation to major USD pairs? So when it comes to FOMC, it's usually released with interest rates. That's when Federal Reserve banks are discussing economical policies. And when it comes to all pairs, not just US dollar pairs, it's going to react heavily to it. Sometimes, the rates could drop, and that will be negative for the dollar, where other pairs will be rising. And sometimes they raise the rates or keep it the same and the dollar strengthens. It's also more geopolitical when it comes to the dollar strengthening rather than just FOMC meetings. And I hope this answers your question. To get started with ICT, if anyone is interested, hi, 2022 YouTube mentorship. His 2022 YouTube mentorship is great place to start. He created this strategy for his daughter. So whether you are an ICT trader, you are a support resistance trader, you are a person who trades based on indicators, whichever strategy that works for you is something that you need to follow. So for example, ICT works for Alex, but it does not work for me. I have a strategy that I've developed 5 years ago. For the first 5 years, I've lost and I kept searching for the perfect strategy. And then I developed something that fits my needs. And I've been following that for the past 5 years. If I change my strategy, I may not know how to implement ICT strategies the way Alex can implement it. It works for him. He's been using it for quite some time. He knows what to look for and he knows how to be patient and when to execute his trade. So that is, if it works for him, it may not work for me. And my strategy that I've been following for 5 years may not work for Alex.
It doesn't. Yeah,
So,
it's two different.
Yeah,
two different
it's just
things.
two different approaches, two different personalities, two different people looking at charts. He can see an opportunity where he thinks it's a selling opportunity, and I could look at the same chart and see a buying
Can both be
opportunity.
right or wrong.
Exactly. He could profit, and I could also, from my own personal analysis, also profit on my buy position.
My trade could have been a 1 minute trade on a 5 minute trade, like a quick scalp in and out. His trade could have been a bit more longer term. For example, we could both look at the exact same trade, and I could see I can get in and out in 5-10 minutes, pick up on the rebounds. For example, if a retest, pick up on the retest. But then he could be like, oh no, now know that it was retesting, he could go to this price point, so he could collect more pips than I can. But we could be both profitable or in a loss together. So
Exactly.
it all matters down to what your personality is, how you, when you look at a chart, what do you want to understand,
And risk management.
and of course, one of the things is how much you want to risk, which is one of the major things that any trader needs to understand is your risk management, and also your risk to reward ratio. You need to understand that, and how much you should enter per lot sizes in every single trade. There's calculators that we have on WeFindYouTrade where it basically does the calculation automatically. So if you check out Instagram, I highlighted that feature just the other day where it tells you you're risking X amount to make X amount. So it does it automatically for you. But that just comes down to what you want to understand when you look at a chart and what you wanted to tell you. Because there's so many indicators and so many strategies out there. You just have to pick the one that works for you. You, of course, have to back test it. So you have to do your own due diligence and your research on it to make sure that the strategy is actually profitable and it actually picks up on the indicators that you wanted to pick up on. And once you found the ideal strategy, I'll say just stick to it. Don't try and don't try and do ICT as SMC with interest rate swinging or the using any other, like, don't, because I've seen a lot of people saying like the original traders used to have like 80,000 signals indicators and used to look like a rainbow colorful chart, and that's wrong. Your chart should look like two indicators. You should have at least 2 or 3 indicators. What I have is my ICT, my SMC, my volume oscillator, and now I've recently added the sessions indicator. Basically just tells me on my chart when the sessions are starting between the different sessions.
And that works for him.
It
may not work for you.
Yeah, it might not work for me, but you just have to find what essentially works for you.
Exactly. And what I want to mention is if you're developing a strategy right now, make sure you back test that strategy. There's back testing and there's forward testing. When you're back testing a strategy, you need to go through the same analysis, that same strategy that you've been developing, and test it over 100, 200, 300, 500 trades. That way you can understand how many losses this strategy can give you in a row. Because let's say you back test a strategy, it gave you 20 wins in a row, but then you lost 8 losses in a row. If you lose 8 losses, each loss you're risking 1%, you could end up breaching your account. So you need to understand how likely the strategy is going to work out for you, how many losses in a row, how many wins in a row. What is the percentage return that it gave you after 2 months of back testing? And then once you're done with the back testing phase, you do something called forward testing, where you have a demo account and you test out the strategy live on a demo account. Once you're done with forward testing and you see what are the results that this strategy generated for you, then you can go on and basically test it on a live account with your real money. But that phase of back testing, forward testing also develops discipline. I've back tested my strategy for 6 months. I forward tested it for 4 months, and then I took it live after 10 months. Yes, it takes time. If you're passionate about the markets, if you want the outcome, you need to do the work. The work is not that easy. It's not just, I'll just buy and sell and 50-50. That is gambling.
Or hope for the best or pray.
Exactly. Hoping, praying, all that. It doesn't matter.
You might as well just take your money, go to a casino at that point. If you do that, you approach
Absolutely.
Forex like that, you just enter a trade and then you think that, if I just buy now, it's going to go my direction. If I sell now, it's going to go in my direction. Well, no, realistically, if you have no strategy, no indicators working with you, you have no idea where the market could go.
Exactly.
We have Error Parton asking us a question saying, how many times can you do the challenge?
You can do it unlimited time.
Unlimited times. You can do the challenge as many times as you
as long as you don't breach.
Yeah.
So you can purchase unlimited amounts of challenges. You can be funded with 600,000 maximum. If you have, let's say, 10 accounts that you've passed that can be funded, you'll only be funded with 2 if they are 300,000 accounts. And the rest, the 8, for example, will just stay on the side. If you fail one of your funded accounts, you can add another one to be a funded account. To recap, we spoke about emotional control today, which is managing fear and greed. We said some strategies, how you can cope with that, and what can you do to strengthen yourself in that regard. We also discussed handling stress and anxiety when it comes to trades, to trading. We also discussed some strategies that can help you overcome that. And lastly, we've discussed coping with losses and what are the strategies that you can implement to handle that. We did not have time to do risk management today, but in the next session, next Wednesday, we will cover risk management. We will walk you through the tools that we have on our platform that can help you with risk management. If there are questions that were unanswered, please post them in Discord. We are on Discord most of the time, talking to people, talking to the community, sharing analysis, and we are there to help you. And the last thing, before we end this session, if you are interested in a WeFundYouTrade account, use code webinar30, where you get access to 30% discount. Also, make sure that you go to the Discord channel, the Discord server that we have, because we are hosting lots of awesome announcements in the next couple days, and I'm sure that will be an added benefit to you, to your life and your trading. So stay tuned. Thank you very much all for joining. We hope to see you in the next session. And I wish you successful trading tomorrow.
Also, do you want to give them the discount code for those that are not?
Again, the discount code to get is webinar30. So you type in the promotional code webinar30. That gives you 30% discount.
There you go. Gregory posted that as well for us. Thank you so much for that, Gregory. But yes, so
join Discord.
Get involved with us, get involved in the community. Thank you so much for joining us for this session, and we're looking forward to seeing you next session, where we'll be touching on a few more different topics and showcasing the platform and what we do on a day-to-day basis when we look at it on the chart. Before we do go, I just wanted to ask everyone who here wants to see us do a live trading session.
Type yes.
Type yes. We just want to see the interest regarding this, where you guys can just join us live. We can have video call between all of us, and we basically just talk, analyze the markets, and buy or sell at the same time. And the support is fantastic. Well, I'm very happy to see that. So we're most likely going to look at that maybe sometime soon. We'll be teasing you guys.
Before I leave you all guys for the day, I just want to tease you that we will be also hosting weekly poker tournaments, where you guys get to play against other members in the community, where we're hosting these poker tournaments. You can play from your phone, But for a chance to win 10,000, 25,000 or 50,000 accounts, that can be also helpful for people out there who does not have money to actually purchase a trading account. They can win it through participating in these competitions. So that is a little teaser. There will be more announcements coming in the future. We look forward to having you all be successful, and thank you again for your time today.
Thank you so much for that, guys. Take
Goodbye.
care.